All right, if everything's all good, we will do the test question. This is one test question, no points. This question is not necessarily reflective of the difficulty of the round or tournament. Topics in test questions may appear later in the tournament. Toss-up 0 for any player. In 382 AD, after Gratian rejected paganism by seizing the funds of the priestly colleges and renouncing the title of Pontifex Maximus, he also ordered what structure to be... Ben?
The altar of victory.
That is correct. He also ordered what structure to be removed from the Senate House, causing Symmachus to go wild. Bonus 1 for the Exeter team. What altar, voted by the Senate to commemorate an emperor's return from Gaul and Spain, stood in the Campus Martius? And remember that I can paste on request.
Oh yeah, sure. Can you paste? Yeah, I don't know this.
I want to say the Arapakis, but that's probably not.
I don't have an idea, so I would go for that. Arapakis, final answer.
Arapakis is correct. And bonus 2. What altar to Hercules, supposedly established in the time of Evander to be tended by the Potitii and Pinarii, stood in the Forum Boarium?
Yeah, I don't know my altars, so unless you guys have any guesses, I'll just pass.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know.
All right, pass.
Okay, this is the Ara Maxima, or the Hercules Invicti Ara Maxima. So, okay, that's a full 0 points on toss-up 0. Subsequent questions will count for points, so good luck and have fun. Toss-up 1 for any player on any team. Killed from behind while trying to adjudicate between two quarreling shepherds. Vishy? If you're speaking, I can't hear you. Tarquinius Priscus is correct. What taker of Corniculum and Appioli became king of Rome long after Corinth ousted his disloyal father, Demaratus? Yes, sure. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, is this better?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, cool.
All right, so bonus 1 for the Ronald Reagan team. Once during Priscus' reign, the augur Attis Naft questioned the king's plan to add more cavalry to his army. Priscus then mocked Navius' skill, causing the augur to conduct what action to prove his validity as a diviner? A description is fine.
So like he cut like a rock with a razor. Final answer.
Yeah, I should be able to take that. And bonus 2. After defeating and making peace with the Sabines, Priscus appointed his nephew Egerius to hold what ceded city, where Lucretia was raped by Sextus Tarquinius a few generations later?
Latia, final answer.
That is correct for a full 20 on toss-up 1. It is indeed Colatia. So we move on to toss-up 2 for any player. What speech's publication prompted the defendant to quip that he would not now be enjoying such mullets? Seth?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, Promolene.
That is correct. Such mullets in exile at Massilia, if Cicero had delivered it when the courtroom was packed with partisans of Clodius. Bonus 1. What Ciceronian speech, delivered 1 year after his consulship, defends the citizenship of a man from Antioch?
Yeah, I don't know if this is right also.
I want to say this is Proarchia.
I don't. Okay.
Okay, Proarchia. Final answer.
That is correct. And bonus 2, what late Ciceronian speech, one of the Caesarian speeches, along with Pro Marcello and Pro Rege Deotaro, seeks pardon for a Pompeian who had become a conspirator in the assassination of Caesar 2 years after its delivery?
I also don't.
I'm not sure about this one. This is Pro. That sounds wrong. But let us go with Pro Ribeiro. Final answer.
Sorry, this is the Pro Ligario. So that's 15 points on toss-up 2. And we move on to toss-up number 3 for any player. What type of real-life animal appears in both the Latin equivalent of the idiom between a rock and a hard place? Joe?
A dog?
Sorry, Jonas?
A wolf?
A wolf is correct. Between a rock and a hard place, and a Plautine phrase referring to man's inhumanity to man. Bonus 1 for the basis DC team. Translate into English the proverb lupus pilum mutat non mentem, keeping in mind that pilus is here roughly equivalent to vellus or quorium.
Can you please paste the question in the chat? All right. Welleth or so like hide. So like the wolf changes its hide, not its mind, like a wolf clothing. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
All right. A wolf changes its hide, not its mind. Final answer.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. And bonus 2, what Latin proverb involving a lupus, attested in Terence's Formio, means I am in desperate trouble, or I am in an untenable situation?
Complete face question in chat. I think this is, I don't know the word order. Teneo lupum auribus. I hold a wolf by the ears. Does that sound right? Or is it?
It sounds possible.
Or is it auribus lupum teneo? Might be that way. But does that, all right. Sandra, any objections? All right, let's go with it. Auribus lupum teneo. Final answer.
That's fine. I can accept in any order. The order I have is auribus teneo lupum, but yes, any order is fine. So that is correct for a full 20 on toss-up 3 for the basis DC team. Moving on to toss-up 4 for any player. Name the activity described in the following 3 clues. The followers of Pelops brought a type of this activity, the Kordax, to Greece. After a visit by Theseus, the inhabitants of Delos performed a form of this activity under the name Crane. A daughter of Erechtheus was performing this activity. Seth?
Like dancing.
That is correct. When Boreas took her from the banks of the Ilissus, a dance or dancing is correct. Bonus 1. What mythological object was inlaid by Hephaestus with a stunning scene of young men and women dancing, as well as a city at peace contrasted with a city at war?
Like a shield, I think. Yeah, can you please paste on that? Thanks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the shield. Final answer.
Prompt.
The shield of Achilles. Final answer.
That is correct. And bonus 2. Young girls dressed themselves as what type of animal to perform a cult dance in a festival at Brauron that honored the goddess Artemis?
Can you please paste?
Yeah.
Okay, I think this is a bear.
Sure. I don't know.
Bear. Final answer.
Bear is correct for a full 20 on toss-up 4. And we move on to toss-up 5, after which we will have a score check. Toss-up 5 for any player on any team. Of the words septentriones, tabernaculum, conjuratio, limus, and gutur, which is being described in the following sentence? Hic potest haerere afflatus. Joe?
Gutur.
That is correct. Hic potest haerere afflatus nec evadere faucibus. Bonus 1. Of the words septentriones, tabernaculum, conjuratio, limus, and supplicium, which is being described in this sentence. Hic incolunt decem contubernales, aut, secundum Biblia vulgata, arca testamenti Dei.
Can you paste the words and the sentence, please? Thank you.
Is this a? It sounds like it's a well.
Maybe this is the tabernaculum because it's talking about the Vulgate. Just a thought.
I think tabernaculum makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Tabernaculum, final answer?
That is correct. And bonus 2. Of the words septentriones, conjuratio, limus, supplicium, and pubes, which is being described in this sentence. Hic in morte incolunt ursa minor et Cepheus et Cassiopeia et alii.
Can you paste in chat, please? Thank you.
I think is that septentriones.
I think so.
Yes, I agree. Septentriones, final answer?
That is correct for a full 20 on toss-up 5. And can we get our score check?
All right, after 5 fascinating toss-ups, the score stands at Basis DC with 20 points, Phillips Exeter also with 20 points, and Ronald Reagan B with 55 points.
All right, great start, everyone. Let us keep going to toss-up 6 for any player on any team. What man's nose, ears, hands, and feet are cruelly chopped off after he escapes the slaughter in Odysseus's banquet hall to fetch weapons? Jonas?
Melanthius.
That is correct. To fetch weapons for the suitors, and is caught by his fellow herders, Eumaeus and Philoetius. Bonus 1. Melanthius's death is like that threatened upon what man, whom the suitors say they will send to King Echetus on the mainland in Book 18 of the Odyssey.
Could you please paste question in chat?
Yeah.
All right, I think this is Iris. Yeah, because he was Book 18 was when he dueled Odysseus. So does that sound good?
That sounds fine. Yeah.
All right, Iris, final answer.
Yeah. I assume, just for consistency with the previous semis, can you spell that out?
I-R. I-R-U-S.
Yes, just to make sure you weren't saying Iris, like the goddess. So, bonus 2. Just after the disguised Odysseus defeats Iris at boxing, he receives a cup of wine from what suitor, the son of Nisus of Dulichium, and warns him that Odysseus will soon arrive to Ithaca to exact revenge.
Could you please paste in the chat? All right, I think this is Infinimus. Because I think it was the nicest of the suitors. So, you go with that?
Sure.
I'll leave it be Eurymachus. All right, Infinimus, final answer.
That is correct, for a full 20 points on toss-up 6 for the basis DCT. Moving on, as always, to toss-up number 7. What is the meaning of the verb amaturio? Jonas?
To be desirous of loving.
That works, which is a desiderative that derives from amo, to wish, want, desire, to love. Anything like that is fine. Bonus 1 for the basis DC team. Give a possible meaning of nixurio, a desiderative derived from a deponent with third principal part nisus or nixus.
I'll go please paste in the chat. All right, nisus is to strive or to lean on. So to be desirous of leaning on. What do you guys think? Haven't seen this derivative before.
I don't know.
Or to be desirous of striving. I think both will work. So let's go to be desirous of leaning on. Does that sound good?
Let's go for it.
All right. To be desirous of leaning on. Final answer.
Yep, that works. We could also take to be desirous of striving, just anything that gets that desiderative sense. And bonus 2. Now, using your knowledge of history, translate into English this sentence from Cicero's Epistulae ad Atticum. Ita sulla turit animus eius et proscripturit iam diu.
Could we face in the chat? Like, thus, his mind solaturio, and like wants to prescribe already for a while. It's solaturet. What is that? To leap? No. All right. Thus, already for a while, his mind is desirous of
Continue your answer.
spoiling and prescribing. I'll answer.
Sorry, so this is where the history comes in. Sulla turit is kind of a joke word that Cicero made up. His mind wants to play the part of Sulla, to be like Sulla, and wants to prescribe. So that's, yeah, kind of a funny word, but 15 points on toss-up 7. And we move on to toss-up 8 for any player. Toss-up. The architects Severus and Keller designed a domed octagonal hall said to rotate in imitation of the night sky, within what complex, which replaced the Domus Transit?
The Domisaria.
That is correct, which replaced the Domus Transitoria when it burned down during the Great Fire of Rome. Bonus 1. Just to the northwest of the Domus Aurea on the Esquiline were the Augustan-era gardens established by what man who incorporated the puticuli that had long rotted there?
You have.
Your mic is starting to cut out again.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
He has to
could you paste? Yeah. And also, Seth, I don't think I know this. I guess due to the list. Hey, Seth, you. Okay. Hit me with one of them. It's like Augustan era. It's like what?
Augustan era. Hyginus.
Okay. Hyginus. Final answer.
Sorry, this is Maecenas. These are the gardens of Maecenas. And bonus 2. Within the Domus Aurea, Nero altered the eastern wall of the Temple of Claudius to create a massive example of what kind of structure, which originated as grottos honoring the deities of springs. The specific term is required.
Okay. This is not looking too good either. Could you paste? Okay. So the eastern wall of the Temple of Claudius to create a massive. Okay, Seth, what's like a some sort of like temple that's like the deities of spring? Like, is it like a nymph, whatever? Okay.
I don't know.
Like a nymphium. Final answer.
Nymphium is correct, or nymphion.
Incredible.
That
Okay.
wasn't Percy Jackson. So.
Okay, so that is a 15 points on the toss-up number 8. And we move on to the toss-up number 9 for any player. What man served as Lucilius's commander during the author's middle age, fictionally received a dream that spawned a Neoplatonic... Sorry, Jonas?
Scipio Aemilianus?
That is correct. Fictionally received a dream that spawned a Neoplatonic commentary by Macrobius and led a literary circle whose members included Polybius and Terence. Scipio Aemilianus is correct. Bonus 1. What Greek philosopher, the Stoic author of On Duties, was brought to Rome by Scipio Aemilianus?
Could you please paste in the chat? What Greek philosopher? I want to say Epictetus. I can't think of any other like Stoic philosophers from that era. What do you guys think?
I don't know Stoic philosophers. All I know is the guy named Stoic in How to Train Your Dragon.
All right, I think we're going with Epictetus. Epictetus, final answer.
Sorry, this is Panaitius. Epictetus, I think, is a couple generations later. So, bonus 2. Name Macrobius' son, to whom he dedicated the Saturnalia and his commentary on the Somnium Scipionis.
Could you please paste in the chat?
Thank you.
Oh, dude, it's like, no, I forget. It's like Victorious or Arnobius, final answer.
Sorry, this is Eustathius or Eustachius. So that's 10 points on toss-up 9. And we move on to toss-up 10, after which we will have, as often happens after a 10th toss-up, a score check. So, toss-up number 10 for any player on any team. During what conflict did a Roman commander afflicted by a thigh wound cede command to Valerius Falto, another Roman commander deliver a speech urging that war be continued? Vishy?
The Punic Wars.
Sorry. No, 1 second. Oh, prompt.
Okay, the what was this? The first Punic War?
The First Punic War is correct. During what conflict did a Roman commander afflicted by a thigh wound cede command to Valerius Falto, another Roman commander deliver a speech urging that war be continued before voluntarily returning to captivity, and Roman sailors practiced rowing on benches on dry land while the Republic's first navy was being built? Yeah, 1 second. Okay, so bonus 1. During what revolt, which is also called the Mercenary War, did Carthaginian forces led by Hamilcar Barca fight against his former hirelings?
Or is that something? Pretty sure it's a truce war, but
Vishy, it is hard to hear you.
yeah, could you paste? I think it's a truce war, but
Yeah.
I think it's truce war. Seth, do you want to just go with that? Okay, truce war. Final answer.
The Truceless War is correct. And bonus 2. After landing near Aspis, what city did Marcus Attilius Regulus successfully besiege in 256 and 255 BC before sacking Tunis and fighting the Battle of the Bagradas River?
Could you paste?
Yes.
Is this like it's like Oddis maybe? I think this is in like Chronicles maybe, perhaps. I think okay, okay. Yeah, I think so. Oddis, final answer.
Addis is correct. So that's a full 20 points on toss of 10. Okay, so we can get a score check.
All right. After 10 toss-ups, the score is Basis DC with 65 points, Phillips Exeter with 20 points, and Ronald Reagan B with 90 points.
All right. So, moving on to toss-up 11 for any player on any team. What use of the subjunctive is found in Ennius's lines omnibus cura viris uter esset in... Jonas? Jonas?
Potential.
Sorry? Joe?
Indirect question?
Indirect question is correct. Omnibus cura viris uter esset induperator, and Keartabant urbem Romam remoramne vocarent. So, yeah, which one would be the emperor and whether they would call the city Rome or... Oops, I did not mean to clear, but whatever. Bonus 1 for the Phillips Exeter team. Soon after these lines, Ennius poetically uses what Latin word in the singular with a meaning more standardly found in the plural, because it emitit pictis e faucibus curus.
Can you
Could you
put the sentence in chat, please? Thank you.
Feelings, anybody?
Maybe meta? I don't know.
We'll go for it, Joe.
Meta, final answer?
Sorry, it's carcer, because, carceres in the plural is the starting gates. So, bonus 2, this one is quite the thing. Much after, Ennius provides a famous passage about the felling of a sacred stand of trees. The following visual, which will actually just be pasted text, depicts that passage, from which the names of 5 trees have been removed. Using your knowledge of meter and Ennian sound effects, determine which of Pinus, Abies, Fraxinus, Quercus, and Ilex will fit in each blank, and you'll get all those words and the passage with blanks. You need not decline the nouns, though some may be in oblique cases or the plural, and you have 1 minute from the visuals pasting, which I will do right now.
Okay, he's like an alliteration nerd, so...
Okay.
Let's see. Meter. I want to say, okay, so before Frungit, I want to say that's Froxinus, because that kind of works. And I kind of want to say, because there's no C sound, so I guess like maybe Abies can go without us, so like 3 with Froxinus and 4 with Abies. And then Pinus with Prokeras, that's kind of more obvious. And then we have like the inconvenient ones, Quercus and Elex.
Alexander, you go for it.
Oh, okay. I want to say, number 1 is Quercus. Number 2 is Elex. Number 3 is Froxinus. Number 4 is Abies, and number 5 is Pinus.
Yep, you got all 5. Very nice. Yep. Percellunt magnas quercus, exciditur ilex, fraxinus frangitur aquabies consternitur alta, pinus proceras pervortunt. Very nice. So that's 15 points on toss-up 11. We were very worried that no one was going to get that bonus, especially because the other 2 rooms dropped the toss-up, but great job. So we move on to toss-up 12 for any player. What author declared usi sumus ordine rerum fortuito to explain the arbitrary sequence of his work, which includes the folktale of Androcles? Jonas?
All Scellius.
That is correct. Of Androcles and the Lion among the notes taken over a series of winter evenings. Bonus 1. Gellius's Attic Nights provides many excerpts of classical works that have otherwise been lost. For example, Book 2 contains a comparison between what comedy, the best-known work of an Insubrian Gaul from Milan, and its Menandrian original.
Completely facing the chat. All right, Caecilius Statius. All right, what was the comedy of Caecilius Statius? Like Nike? No, that's Plautus. Any ideas? All right, final answer. Diadem.
Sorry, so this is the Insubrian Gaul is Caecilius Statius, and so the comedy is Plocium. And bonus 2, similarly, the largest fragment of what annalist, who acted as a source for Livy, and whose history of at least 23 books opened in 390 BC, is found in Book 9 of the Attic Nights.
Completely facing the chat.
Yeah.
Fabius Pictor, maybe, because other sources of Livy. I think Fabius Pictor. Do you guys think that's right?
Sounds okay to me, but I don't know.
All right, I don't have a better answer, so let's go with it. Fabius Pictor, final answer.
Sorry, this is Claudius Quadrigarius. So that's 10 points on a toss-up 12. And we move on to toss-up 13 for any player. What man, who in one story had a contrasting brother named Dicaius and an amorous daughter named Xenodice, inhabited... Seth?
Silius of Aulus.
Yep, inhabited Aulus, or Lydia, before his vineyard was uprooted and he was killed with his own hoe by Heracles. Silius is correct. Bonus 1. Heracles killed Silius while in the service of Omphale. While serving Omphale, Heracles also killed a giant snake by the river Sagaris, causing him to be honored in what constellation, whose name means snake holder?
Okay, yeah, I have no idea. Okay, sure.
I'm pretty sure it's Ophiuchus. So Ophiuchus, final answer.
Ophiuchus is correct, though it is spelled with a H, Ophiuchus, but
whoops.
Since you said it out loud, fine. And bonus 2, while serving Omphale, Heracles also killed what Phrygian brigand, whose custom was to force passers-by to compete in reaping and behead with his scythe those who lost.
Okay,
I
so
don't know. This is not a Percy Jackson, so you're on your own.
man, I don't remember this guy's name. I always forget this one. Can you please paste?
Yeah. What number? Okay, 13.
Teddy's typing. Okay, just say something if you don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Carasis.
Sorry, this is Lityerses. So that's 15 points on toss-up 13. And we move on to toss-up 14 for any player. As the name for the Vietnamese dish pho perhaps derives from the French word feu, meaning fire, it may ultimately derive from what? Joe?
Fornox?
Sorry, I will repeat. As the name for the Vietnamese dish pho perhaps derives from the French word feu, meaning fire, it may ultimately derive from what Latin noun, which has the fire-related derivatives fusilid, fuel. Jonas?
Focus.
That is correct. Fusilid, fuel, and foyer, or foyer, I don't know. But That is correct. Bonus 1. The name of what Italian bread, flat and somewhat similar in consistency to pizza dough, also derives from focus?
Could we face in the chat? All right. Italian bread. Sandra, at least any ideas? Like
Uh, I don't know.
It'd be too easy to say flatbread, probably.
No, yeah, way too easy. All right, final answer. Facchini.
Sorry, this is focaccia. And bonus 2. What Latin verb with what meaning lies at the root of curfew together with focus?
Please face in the chat. All right, so I believe this is operio because like to close the curfew. That's not right.
Makes sense.
Operio meaning to close. That is. All right, well, let's go with it. Operio meaning to close. Final answer.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that. Let me just make sure to close. Yeah, that's fine. We have to cover, but yes, to close is also an acceptable definition. So that is 15 points on toss-up 14. And we move on to toss-up 15, after which we will have our third score check. Toss-up. What word appears in the ancient names for Augsburg, Merida, and Trier? Jonas?
Augusta.
That is correct, honoring the emperor during whose reign the cities were founded. Bonus 1 for the basis DC team. What Spanish city partly retains the sound of its Roman name Caesaraugusta?
Could you face in the chat? All right, this is. I want to say no. It might be Emerita. Is that it? Wait. Could you please face the toss up too? Kaiser Augusta. Oh, Emerita Augusta is Merida. So Kaiser Augusta would be Seville, Segovia. Segovia. Kaiser. All right. My options are Segovia. All right, let's go with that. Segovia. Final answer.
Sorry, this is Zaragoza or Saragossa. You can sort of hear the Caesar Augusta, Saragossa. And bonus 2, what Italian city was known to the Romans as Augusta Taurinorum?
Could you please face in the chat? All right. Any ideas? Florence, Bologna, Augusta Taurinorum, Genoa. Let's go with Bologna. Final answer.
Sorry, this is Turin or Torino.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
That's 10 points on 15, and can we get our score check?
All right, going into the final quarter, these scores are Basis DC with 100 points, Phillips Exeter with 35 points, and Ronald Reagan B with 105 points.
Wow, exciting game. 5 questions left. Very close aim indeed. And okay, here we go. Toss-up 16 for any player on any team. What sort of occasion is described in the first 2 books of a Carthaginian lawyer's 9-book encyclopedia, which focuses on philology and Mercury, and in Catullus 61, which... Seth?
A wedding?
That is correct, which honors Lucius Manlius Torquatus and Vinia Aurunculea in an epithalamium. A marriage, wedding, nuptials, anything of that sort is correct. Bonus 1. Marriage is a recurring theme throughout Catullus 61 through 68. What is the two-word Latin collective name for these poems?
Is it the Carmina Docta, right?
You're cutting out.
The Carmina Docta.
It is, yeah, it's the Carmina Docta.
Okay. You
Carmina
go first.
Docta, final answer.
That is correct. And bonus 2. In the 4th century, Ausonius sewed together lines of Virgil to create a wedding poem in what form?
Did you pick? What does it mean by
yeah.
what form? Do you know this?
Isn't this like, wait, no, I don't know why, but I'm thinking like this random examiner thing.
Okay, septenary or something.
I know we don't have
form though. It's not in what meter.
If we don't have anything else, we just go with our trochaic septenary.
Okay, you go with it, I guess.
Trochaic septenary final answer.
Sorry, so this is a canto. The poem is called Canto Nuptialis. And yeah, canto is the generic term for a poem that's based on lines from previous authors stitched together. So that's 15 points on toss-up 16. And we move on to toss-up 17 for any player. What pair of brothers, one of whom settled in the mountain-ringed Carian Chersones? Seth?
Okay. I think this is Machaon and Podalirius.
That is correct. And the other of whom had his bones taken to Gerenia by Nestor, tended to Philoctetes' wound as sons of Asclepius and the physicians of the Greek forces. Machaon and Podalirius is correct. Bonus 1. After the Trojan War, Podalirius traveled to Colophon with which Greek, who died there soon after hearing that 9 male pigs would be born the next day at the 6th hour.
Probably Calchas. Calchas, final answer.
Calchas is correct. And bonus 2. After visiting Colophon, Podalirius asked the Delphic oracle where he should settle and received what response, leading him to colonize the mountain-ringed Carian Chersones. A description of the response is fine.
Oh, it's like one where it's, yeah, can you please space? It's like a region where it's like a place where the sun would not shine or something. It's something like that, where the sun would not shine, and
I guess that makes sense because it's like
mountains. Yeah, I mean, I don't really remember exactly what it was. I remember reading about this the other day, though. Yeah, a region where the sun would not shine. Final answer.
Sorry, it's a region where if the sky fell, he would not be harmed because the mountains all around would catch the sky.
Nice.
So that's 15 points on toss-up 17. And we move on to toss-up 18 for any player. Using a future imperative, say in Latin, let the censors guard the morals of the Jonas?
Censores mores rei publicae custodianto.
That is correct. Censores mores rei publicae custodiunto. Bonus 1. Using a future imperative, say in Latin, henceforth, let lovers never be deceived by lovers.
Okay, please face in the chat. Okay. Numquam. Alright, so henceforth, I guess you can say Protinus, does that work? We'll go there. Protinus numquam amores. Alright, never be deceived. So but this is alright, passive. So follow, right? Let lovers never fall toward. Does that sound right? Numquam amores falluntor ab amoribus. Oh, I have the numquam. All right, does that sound good? Let's go with that. Protinus numquam amores ab amoribus voluntor. Final answer.
Sorry, so there's a couple things there. So protinos is more like forthwith or immediately. That's not really the same as henceforth. And then amores is loves, not lovers. So we needed amantes or amatores, and then amantibus and amatoribus. So close, but no points. And bonus 2, using a future imperative, say in Latin, farmer, when the west wind blows, do not bind vines.
Please paste. Agricola cum we'll just call it cum geez. Mina own ligato. All right. Agricola cum awonius flat ween non ligato weenas.
Sorry, you're very close, but future imperatives are negated with ne rather than non. So, unfortunately, we cannot take that. So, that is 10 points on toss-up 18. And we move on to toss-up 19 for any player on any team. Toss-up. Facing revolt from Pacatianos. Vishy?
Phillips the Arab.
That is correct. Facing revolts from Pacatianus in Moesia, Eutapianus in the east, and the Carpian Dacia, what emperor sent Decius to pacify the Danube, only for Decius to revolt and beat him at Verona in 249 AD? Philip the Arab is correct, and we move on to bonus 1. What Gothic king later led the forces which killed Decius at a battle on boggy ground in the Balkans?
Yes, it is. Okay, so there are like different spellings. I think that's one of them, but I'll just like say it. Are you good with that stuff?
Yeah. Hey, you got this, man.
Okay, Niva, final answer.
Yeah, Kniva with a C or a K is correct. And bonus 2. Which son of Decius, a young man who had become Caesar in 250 AD, was killed alongside his father at the Battle of Abritus?
Okay, he has 2 children. Popilianus the Roman. Okay, so this is Herennius Etruscus, final answer.
Herennius Etruscus is correct. And can we get our penultimate score check?
All right, going into the final question, the score is Basis DC with 110 points. Phillips Exeter with 35 points, and Ronald Reagan B with 155 points.
All right. Does anyone have any challenges? Not as far as I know. Before we go into the final toss-up, I have not received any, but this is your last chance to challenge things. I am going to take that as a no. So we move on to toss-up 20 for any team. What Latin adjective forms a superlative that Cicero criticized as non-Latin, lies at the ultimate root of pittance and pity? Jonas?
Pius.
Pious is correct, lies at the ultimate root of pittance and pity, and is used constantly by Virgil to describe Aeneas's sense of duty. Pious is correct. Bonus 1, despite Cicero's condemnation of piissimus as verbum omnino nullum in lingua latina, the form proliferates in classical Latin. However, two other forms for the superlative of pious appear. Give both.
All right, could you please answer in the chat? Piantissimus and not piissimus. It's piantissimus and I want to say maxime pius. Oh, but yeah, I guess we'll have the IUS. Like I don't, So that's all right. Maxime pius and piantissimus.
Sure.
All right, I can't think of another one, or if that's not right. So let's go with that. Piantissimus and maxime pius.
That's good. Yep. And bonus 2. Well, this is a fun one. Translate this sentence, adapted from Tacitus's Agricola into English. Tradunt lacto testamento agricolae, quo coheredem piissimae filiae Domitianum scripsit, laetatum eum.
How do we face in chat? Great. All right. So they like hand over to Agricola the like the Red Testament. Okay, like in which the very pious daughters of Domitian wrote coheredem, like heredity, the heirs, co-heirs, laetatum, I guess supine, so like to make them happy. Okay, they hand over to Agricola the Red Testament, in which the very pious daughters wrote the Domitian co-heir to please him.
Sorry, that's not correct. It is, so they say that with the will and testament of Agricola having been read, in which he wrote Domitian as a co-heir to his most pious daughter, he, that is Domitian, rejoiced. So that was 15 points on toss of 20, and can we get our final score?
All right, our final score is Basis DC with 125 points, Phillips Exeter with 35 points, and Ronald Reagan B with 155 points.
All right, so we will see on Tuesday Reagan B and BLSA and TJA in finals. Thank you for playing, everyone.